You can see the smoke in the background there. Yeah, this is already a lot of smoke.
Like probably the length and width of this garage of just smoke.
Oh, that is so smoky in there. You can literally just see it. Okay, now they just turned it off. Oh man.
Standing where you are, you wouldn't be able to see the car.
Now that we're alone, viewers, I have a confession to make. I messed up. So, as you might recall, back in March, I bought my first ever flip car. It was a 2012 A4 manual that I bought from auction, wrecked. I repaired it. I made 2-ish videos on it. I was just kind of vaguely trying to document it for my own kind of memories' sake. Then in August, I sold that car, as some of you might have heard on Instagram a while ago, for a very, very nice profit. And I used that money directly 18 days later to buy what is possibly the worst financial mistake I have ever made in my entire life. Now, I got sent this listing by a friend of mine and it seemed like too good to be true. It was a BMW 335 IS, so it's the last kind of hurrah of the E92 generation of 3 Series before they transitioned over to the F30 and the F80. And they decided to put in a dual clutch transmission and revive the N54 motor that they put in the previous car that makes a lot more power and is a lot more kind of enthusiast favorite per se. So it's kind of the best of the best that you could get in a E92 apart from the M3, and it was needing a lot of help. It was kind of high mileage for what it was, 120. It's kind of but it needed a lot of help. I came to look at it and it sounded like a boiling tea kettle, and it was just an absolute disaster of a car, and negotiated the price down and bought it. Now we sit here together reflecting on that decision together as to whether or not that was a good idea.
You got some crazy wastegate rattle going on.
Oh boy. So basically what had happened is the PCV valve was just not there. There was no boost being sent to the turbos, which was the cause of this boiling tea kettle noise. And so my friend Cam, he has unbelievable experience dealing with N54, E92, just cars in general. He's the guy I trust. So I sent the car immediately to him, and also promptly figured out that the turbos were more than shots. They were obliterated, just absolute pure destruction. I'll put in some clips here. Yeah. The turbine for the turbo was in pieces. It looked like metallic paint when he drained the oil out of the car because there was bits of turbo just everywhere.
I found the rest of the turbo.
The car was so smoky that it totally blotted out his entire garage. Well, I'll put a picture right here of what that looked like. It was an absolute disaster because oil was getting into the turbos in places that they shouldn't have been, and it was causing it to just burn and smell like a gas chamber, basically. Fire department was called, and it was just an absolute mess.
When I pulled up here, bro, there's a helicopter.
Yeah, there's a helicopter.
No way.
Yeah.
There was straight up a helicopter and a fire truck could drove by.
Directly after this thing. So, what needed to be done moving forward once it was pulled into the garage was it needed a turbo rebuild. And I could have bought new turbos, but staying within budget of trying to make a profit, I decided to opt for the rebuild process, along with just cleaning out the entire engine, dumping the quart of oil that was found in the intercooler.
Quart or 2 inside of there, dude. What the It's still going. Oh man, that's up.
And a whole bunch of other stuff. It was an absolute nightmare. There was oil in every crevice that you could possibly imagine. And I somehow came out on the other side okay, without too much financial impediment.
Holy I promise you I've never seen anything this bad. Oh my god.
And because of the insane amount of smoke that came out of the exhaust, the cats were made useless. And the cats just kind of sat there just on a staycation consequently. So with that, I had to get catless downpipes. That was the budget option. That also gains a little bit of power, makes it a little bit more stinky, a little bit more loud. But the issue that came with that is the car was already straight piped by the previous owner, aside from the primary cats. So when I did that, the car sounded like this. So when this came around, I had to go and get a used muffler and plop it onto the car to make it stop sounding like a tractor. So with that, let's go check out the final product of this build. What else is left?
A few moments later.
First start up with everything repaired. Oh! That's so loud! Oh! Great success! Great success! Woo! A little smoky.
The PCV valve or oil burning off?
Just old stuff burning.
That's normal. Is that valve? That's what it sounded like last time. That was the turbo. The turbo's working. I think it was just oil burning off. That was residue.
Yeah, yeah. You can see the smoke in the background there. It's still kind of burning off stuff in the exhaust from when it pulled into here. I'll plot the picture right there. As you guys already saw, it was just unbelievable. Getting the fan going. That was unbelievably loud.
Like, wow. I'm still gonna drive this thing, dude. My neighbors are gonna chop my nuts off.
Why? Wow. Yeah, this is already a lot of smoke.
This is nothing.
Oh, that is so smoky in there. You can literally just see it. Okay, now they just turned it off.
God damn!
Oh man. And to think that it was so much worse the last time before it, like...
This does not compare. Like, standing where you are, you wouldn't be able to see the car.
Yeah, I'll flash up a picture of like before and then now. It's just, this is nothing.
This is just all the old stuff burning off.
Right. I so wish I got to see the other part, but then again, I feel like I would have lost like 15 years of my life.
I probably killed at least 3 animals. Maybe 2 people.
2 polar bears.
It was like a steam engine, dude. I turned my car into my house and I'm like, I had like 30 seconds to get out of my neighborhood. The second I turned on, it was like a freaking steam engine, bro. Like probably the length and width of this garage of just smoke trailing the car all the way from my house to here.
Which is like, what, 5 miles?
So many people were giving me looks. My neighborhood was white when I left this.
This is gonna be loud. Woo! He's alive! Dude! Finally alive after almost a month of working on it. Oh my gosh, that's unreal. Still smoky from just having residue and like residual oil in the exhaust, but man, feels good. Big thanks to my boy Cam, NW335. None of this would have been possible without him. So like I said, in summary, what's been done is fresh turbo rebuild. It still has the original OEM turbos, but they have been rebuilt. So they run just like new. All new fluids, including coolant, oil, and then just a full like engine in-depth cleaning of everything that could have been influenced by like the smoke or just the bad turbos as a whole. So now it should be running as if nothing ever happened. That is raspy. Oh, okay. I think we have full power for the first time. Yeah, it's making a lot of cool noises from up front. Not from the back so much, but... Ooh, I think that feels good. So that test drive will conclude the first video of my 335 IS, kind of going over how I bought it, what we did to fix it and get it up to a running, driving, sellable condition, and everything and all the shenanigans in between as to what it took. Big thanks to my friend Cam for fixing the car at a great price, and Brayden for finding this deal. I'm letting him drive it around now. You'll be seeing him in future videos with this car. But on that note, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.